Happy almost New Year. I cannot
Woo!
believe this is our last live of the year. This is it. The longest year that lasted 5 years is done tomorrow.
Isn't that
And
funny?
it's wild. It's so wild because I mean, I remember back in March when it was like, holy shit, March is literally like 4 months long. I don't know how we're not done with March yet. And then suddenly it's like, oh, okay, this extension is going, going, going. And now it's like, I feel like the last half of the year just kind of whipped by. But okay, good evening.
But
Hi,
yeah,
last
I was
month.
gonna say, you know what I've noticed? I think last week we didn't introduce ourselves properly. I don't know. So I was like, you have to do what you normally do
Hmm.
to introduce us for those who are just new.
Welcome, welcome to our Wednesday night Candid Conversations. Because I was about to continue talking, let me backtrack a little bit. We are Chaos to Calm with Candice and Siobhan. I am Siobhan. You see the name under you. The lovely Candice is beside me, and we are stoked to be here having these candid conversations with you. This one especially. This is such a great end off to the year, and I think something that everybody is, it's so topical right now. So what kinds of things are we talking about on this last day? I mean, I see it kind of flying on the banner, but
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about, well, we had a conversation earlier about, when people start off the new year, even ourselves wanting to have a fresh start. It's January 1st, and we want to start off fresh with, positive things and make positive changes. And so I'm sure everyone who's listening has heard of the term, a resolution. And I
mhm,
was thinking, and we were talking, what is a resolution? Well, I looked up resolution. I looked up the definition of resolution. And the definition of resolution is a firm decision to do or not do something. Now, I'm kind of opposed to goals. The statement of I'm setting a goal, I see it as very rigid. And so when I think of a resolution, starting with R, so does rigid, and that's what comes to mind. So we were going to talk about setting intentions for the new year. What do
yeah.
you think of when you think of a resolution?
I love
Do you make
that
them?
you no, I hate them. I
Okay,
never do.
tell me.
Yeah. I love that you just said rigid resolutions because that's exactly what it is to me. Because it's that whole diet starts tomorrow. I'm resolving to do this thing in my life. But the problem is, and the facts show us that those resolutions taper off about the second week of January, especially when it comes to the gym. That high impact resolve that we all have because the diet starts January 1st, new year, new me, all of those cliche bullshit things, that resolve very quickly fades because it's I mean it's the words like you said, you're resolving, you're making a commitment to do something, but what happens then when you
Right.
falter on the commitment and then suddenly you're like, wow, I well, there goes the year or there
I
goes the
think
month.
Yeah, and I think that people start off with the best of intentions. And it's interesting just thinking of the best of intentions, then why not create an intention? So, an intention is a little bit, in my opinion, and I did look it up. Actually, I did find out this statistically, and don't ask me where, it is on one of my tabs in the back of the computer here. But statistically, resolutions actually, the death day for a resolution is January 19th. So
That's
they
it,
make it
eh?
last about 3 weeks, and we start off and we feel all pumped up, and then it goes, "Hi, Tina. Oh my goodness, welcome." So to set an intention, it's more of an aim or a plan, and it's less rigid. Like you want this end result, you have this great idea. It's not that it's much different, but a resolution is like if you fail it, if you don't accomplish it, then we beat ourselves up and like, oh, it's just over. I guess I'll start, same thing with starting something new on Monday or, whatever. So
Yeah.
Roseanne says, let me put this on here. What is Roseanne saying today? I used to do resolutions, but always end up failing. Intentions work better.
Yeah.
So I've got an idea for us today. Um, I want to think about the theme, the year of 2021. I'm wondering how would you sum up 2020 in a word, Siobhan, or
Well,
anybody else who's watching?
yeah, I'd be curious to hear everybody else's, but I mean, my word literally was strong for this year, and it forced me to be strong for so many ways. Like I started off the year living in Florida, then I was living in Thailand, then COVID pulled me here. I was supposed to go back to Thailand, so there's all this tumultuous things happen. You and I connected, created this insane thing that just exploded out of magic. So yeah, that I think that was my word, was like the constantly needing to keep that strength, keep the faith, because there were so many moments where it was like, is this really, universe, come on, what? So yeah, that was mine. What was yours?
Well, it's really interesting. Okay, I love Tina. Tina says,
Yeah.
theme for 2020, badass. I love it.
Yes.
Actually, Tina, you know Debbie, and so do you, Siobhan. Debbie Sluice. who
Yeah.
does Dare to Declare. Little shout out to her. I'm thinking of one of her posts. She asked people, "What would be your word to describe 2020?" And mine was unexpected. I didn't really think about that word; it just came to me. 2020 had so many unexpected things, and one of them is us connecting.
Yeah.
I love badass. So then, what would be the theme, the word to describe the theme of what you'd want to create for 2021? I haven't actually, I have a couple of thoughts down.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I guess I should have thought about it harder. One word that comes to mind is healthy.
Healthy.
Um, and I think that has to do with a healthy mindset, healthy body. Um, it's not just about exercising. I think that's what we do too, is when we think of a resolution, well, I'm going to exercise more, I'm going to lose weight. It's usually about weight but I think if we just make it healthy, what does
Mhm.
healthy mean for you? And I think 2020 has had a few unhealthy habits, and maybe I think I might want to work on that.
I
I'm
also
going to think of that.
I also think I like the idea of having an intention that's adding instead of lack. Because if you're saying I want to lose weight, it's like you need to get rid of something because again, you as you are right now are imperfect. So then I like powerful. Tina's
Too.
got powerful as 2021. But doing something like you said, so you're not losing weight because you don't like your body. You want to be healthy because you love yourself. You want to add value to your life instead of taking something away that's a negative. So I think
Yeah.
it's that whole shift of like what can you intend for your year? Have that curiosity. I just want to see if I can create a change in my life, a ripple effect, a difference, and not have like I need to get rid of something. I need to lose weight. I need to be healthier. I need to do like getting rid of the negative things. Like if you're focusing on something that's a bit more positive, that's far more of an abundant mindset
I
than this lack.
totally agree. Even when you think about getting out of debt, so getting out of debt sounds like a positive thing, but the word debt has a negative connotation.
Yeah,
So I want to be more mindful about my spending, right? I
yeah.
want to save for something that's going to fill me with joy. So I think that that's such a good point. I didn't even think of it like that, but that's so true. I love that. So I'm also wondering, hi, Wendy. Wendy, do you have a theme? If you could create a theme and choose a word to represent 2021. Who else has some other words that we could use for 2021? Um, I keep going back to my power word. So a while back, it's already been August that we did it. Hi, Lee. Oh my God, Siobhan, in case some of you guys don't know this. Lee and I are best friends from like she was my very first friend, like as a baby. I
Like
think
in your life? Okay.
first friend I ever had in my life. So Lee's resolution is to get through each day, day by day, and enjoying. I can't. Let me see. Enjoying each day, and it's hard not knowing what the years holds for us. That's so true. So as you start to think about your intentions or goals or what you'd like to accomplish, we have no clue. And I've actually been going through a really crazy time lately. I made a decision, put it out for positive energy on Facebook. So many responses and lots of love, which I really appreciated. And then I started just digging a hole into fear because of this unknown. Addiction to security. I saw so many like icky parts, and I think that comes with this unknown of what 2021 is going to bring. So I think getting ramped up with a powerful intention, a positive, powerful word can be helpful.
And I love that, Leah, especially because that's also saying, I want to be present right now. And that actually came back to a workshop that Candice and I were doing earlier this morning, but about radical acceptance and allowing. And again, not trying to change life to be different, not trying, not getting so caught up in the things that have happened, because we all have those things that you wish were different. Or, maybe there's things about this year that you're like, I wish that hadn't happened, or maybe it has to do with people, but whatever it is, but that resistance to what is, what's already been, is getting you stagnant, stuck, and fixated on the past, or anxious, stressed out because you're focusing on the future. But that whole, I want to enjoy the day, enjoy the little thing. And I had this conversation earlier when I was at my best friend's house, because she was like, something got mentioned about, I don't know how to be happy. I don't know. And I was like, you know what you need to start doing is writing yourself a damn gratitude list.
Yeah.
Write every single day in this moment. Yes, radical acceptance. Every single day in this moment, what are you happy for today?
Mhm.
And I was like, your daughter is sitting on your lap right now. You have this healthy, beautiful creation that's here with you that you probably oversee sometimes because you get stressed out with the other bullshit. But like, what can you be happy for right now? And then you go, oh my God, yeah, presently I do have a lot of really great things. Sure, there's some lessons and some things that I would probably like to be a little bit different. But again, as we've talked about in the past, there's never been a situation in your life that you've never gotten over. So
Right.
you will handle everything that the world throws at you. Sometimes you're like, universe, this is a joke, but you're never going to not get over it.
You got through 2020 because in one more day, we're going to be out of it. But I love that you mentioned happy. It reminded me that we have a free happiness webinar on January 5th. And the meditation that I'm working on, so I've got a beautiful meditation that I'm creating, and then Siobhan speaks her with her magically melodic voice. But one of the things that I'm including in the meditation is about using our senses, and that happiness surrounds us all the time.
Yeah.
It's the warm sunshine or the laughter in the background or watching a great movie and all these different things. And we tend to forget that happiness is around us abundantly if we see it. You always say something like when you walk into a room and if someone asks you, how does that go again? What do you say? If I were to ask you to look at the things that are
Oh,
around
yeah.
you,
Yeah. If I were to ask you in this room that you're sitting in right now, I want you to tell me everything that you see that's green. So look
okay,
around. What do you see? Where is the green in the space? Is it the floor, the carpet, the side? Look, pictures. Where's the green? Amazing. Okay, so you've got that green now. What was red? Like, well, you probably didn't notice all the red because
right.
you were not fixated on that red. You were fixated on the green. The same way, like you said, if you're fixated on the things that you can be happy about, you will create more happiness. I actually had a thought which would be kind of cool to do, because you know how people do food journals or diary written journals. It'd be really cool to use your phone for a week and take photos of things around your home that make you happy. Maybe it's people, maybe it's things, maybe and whatever, and just maybe create a collage or something for yourself on your phone. And then you go back and it's one sensory thing of like, this is a thing in my home that maybe you forget that's even there. Because eventually, like furniture, you don't notice it anymore.
Yeah,
Things around your home, you don't even notice anymore. But maybe you start taking photos, start being mindful of the things around you. Like, oh my God, that thing makes me so happy. That kettle where the coffee comes from in the morning, so happy, love it. So like
yeah, I love
where
that
where I keep
idea.
my wine, so happy, makes me feel so content. So maybe taking photos of that and going, oh yeah, these are all the little things that I've overseen in my life that make me so damn happy, and they're so insignificant, but it's the big things.
I totally agree. Actually, when I'm noticing Wendy saying that she started a gratitude journal on Christmas Day. 3 things a day that I'm grateful for. I love
Amazing.
that, Wendy. What a great idea. One of
Yeah.
the things that I don't know if anyone's ever seen this book. It came out a long time ago. I think she was on Oprah back in the day. Like, I don't know, it's been around for a long time. Simple Abundance. And it starts out on January 1st. And I've had it sitting here on my desk. And I'm like, I'm going to go through this. I've got a couple of those books that go through each day of the year. I usually don't get far. I don't even know how far I got last time, but I'm going to try. Keep it by my bedside and take a look at it and get in that positive mindset for the day. I also pull Oracle cards. This is my favorite one right now.
Do you
I
want
got
to
to
pull
give a
one
shout
for us?
out. Okay. I love
Yeah.
Colette Baron Reed. She is a Canadian, I don't know what her title would be, but she does some great
Magician.
stuff.
Yeah.
And oh, Wendy, I just noticed that you're signed up for the happiness webinar. It's going to be fabulous. It's funny because we talk about very similar things. Gratitude, right? Both of us, it's our number one principle. I call them principles, whatever. Hold on, let me just get in the mindset of pulling a card for our theme for 2021. Shall I see
Yeah.
what comes
Yeah.
up? What's the theme for 2021? Okay, boom. The Royal You. I literally have never seen this card
I've
before.
never seen it either. Okay, I'm excited. What is
Okay,
the
I
royal
love all the
you?
purple, the sparkles. There's a tiara. Okay, number 16. It'd be kind of cool if it was 21, but it's not. Okay, the Royal You. About responsibility, self-confidence, self-rule, ownership of your feelings and actions, a quiet sense of empowerment, being self-aware, not allowing outside influences out of alignment within your truth. This is very interesting.
That is
Do you guys,
on
is it
point.
okay if I'm going to just read it. Do you know what it means to express personal sovereignty in your life? It's about how you hold to your inner sense of worth and integrity, securing your belief that you have a unique purpose. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are and that nothing outside you can challenge your authentic self, the hard-won seat of awareness that you have earned. You are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It is important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, can you speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety? Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battles, so stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. Now is the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head high and know your worth. That is the mark of a true sovereign. So this is what the card looks like once again. What a great
That's on
intention
point.
for it's
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
for all of
Setting
us.
healthy boundaries, being
Yeah,
in personal alignment, personal accountability, responsibility, staying on your true path, that
carrying yourself with grace.
everything.
We
Yeah.
talk about being grounded in grace. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So Tina said she thinks that we picked it out for her. Of course, you're tuned in. I'm sure everyone's thinking the same thing. And you're saying, Wendy, are you talking about this book right here, Simple Abundance? This is
Right.
great. I think I got food on and I see that. That's okay. Okay. So one of the next things, if you don't mind, I would like to know what people are doing to bring in the new year and to release the old year.
Yeah.
So actually, Siobhan, you're
Hi,
participating.
Amanda.
Siobhan, you're going to participate in virtual bowl burning. So
Yep.
normally I would go to White Feather on Ottawa Street here in Windsor. Tracy Rogers does these amazing bowl burnings every New Year's Eve, but of course it's COVID. So, excuse me, I'm going to be doing something with my close friends. And what that means is I'm going to get a bowl and we're going to have pieces of paper and write on those pieces of paper what we want to let go of from 2020 or from even anytime. Anytime. What do we want to release? And you can do this anytime for the full moon, anything about releasing, right? So we're going to set those little suckers on fire and let them burn. And at the end of that, and also with stating a positive intention, yes, you can do your own bowl burning. My kids are participating. I'm really excited about it. And then at the end of that, we're going to write letters to ourselves for next year. I actually have my letter from last year sitting here sealed. And so the whole point is that on next New Year's, we open up the letter. So here's mine, still sealed, to be open December 31st, 2020. So that's tomorrow. It'll be open. And I wrote on here the year of taking a risk. So I have no idea what's in here. You know, you write it a year ago, you don't remember. So I'll be doing that. And I'm also going to be smudging my home, opening the windows and doors and releasing everything. We're taking the tree down and all the decorations tomorrow. So about January 1st, it's a fresh beginning. Siobhan, what are you planning?
So I love the things you've got going on. Of course, I'm doing the bowl burning. I will be there in spirit, and everybody else will be in Windsor, and I will be sitting in Kitchener drinking wine by myself. But I also go through and do a big, huge clearing, smudging, open all the windows. I like to do all of my laundry, and I like fresh sheets. That's one of the I like to start with this new intention of everything feeling like fresh. So I go through and make sure everything is clean in my room. Like my space feels very sacred to me. I do the smudging, and on top of the bowl burning, what I did, I start my year off with a new journal. This is my
Ooh, I
2020
love
journal.
it.
Yeah, and the first thing that I do before the beginning of the new year is write myself a letter of apology.
Mm,
And I had this long letter, so it's not only just focusing. um, it's funny to go back to some of this stuff. Like, this was last year. I'm so sorry for the times that I doubted your splendor. I'm sorry I didn't honor your journey and how far you've come. I'm sorry I didn't see you trying again and again to follow your heart, your dharma, and your own perfect path. I'm sorry for all the times that I didn't see your perfect body, and I'm sorry that I criticized and harshly judged you. I'm sorry that I drew unworthy glances of many careless people towards you. You have always been enough. I'm sorry that I left you crying and alone in a dark place, and I should have held you sooner. I'm here now, and I'm never leaving you again. And then I go into the reasons why I'm grateful, like how I show up for myself, like the reasons why I love the person that I am. And I want you to know that I see you. I see your strength. I see your resilience. I see your beautiful open heart. I see your empathy. I see your beauty, your love, your work ethic, your ability to hold space and to see people, to truly see them. So then I go through the things that I know that I have not done myself the best service, or where my boundaries sucked, or ways that I know that I haven't been the best version of myself. Thank you, Wendy. But then I say all of the intentions of who I want to be, how I see myself, and where I want to go with my next year. And I come back to this letter. It's the first thing in this journal, and I've come back to it so many times when I've gone like, I see you. I see you trying. I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to create. And I'm sorry for the times that I didn't see that. I didn't hold space for you. So that's how I start my year.
That's really
So
powerful and very
yeah,
beautiful. It says like, wow, that's something I've never tried before. That's something to consider. I love that
yeah.
idea.
And I mean, it's a hard process, which is why the smudging, the staging is so great because there's so many, like, I remember crying writing some of that because I'm like, oh, there are moments where I'm a terrible person. I wouldn't be my friend if the way that I speak to myself, I wouldn't do that to other people. So just, it's such a nice releasing. So that's how I like to clear out the energy for the new year.
I love it. I
Uh,
love it. And if I were to, actually, one other thing that I do for those who have cards, last year, in a deck that I have called the Sacred Landscape, I think it suggested doing a card pull for the year. And so I actually pulled cards from that deck, and then I did it for every month. So the first one started out with the theme of the year,
yeah.
and it was really beautiful. And then um, the overall theme for my year was miracles. That was the
Oh, I
overall
love that.
theme. And you know what's really interesting? So just to see, I jotted down things that stood out. So there's from the Oracle card, and then I pulled a tarot card. And then I'd go through each month at the end of the month and reflect back on what came up. And it's amazing how those cards that I pulled on in January ended up adequately reflecting the year. So now that I'm aware of that and how amazing it was, I'm going to do that again for 2021.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. Plus, reflecting just on that month, it's different than doing a regular journal entry. It's kind of a monthly reflection. So I'm going to do that again as well. So I think that, I don't think that, well, I was going to say, I think that, and I was like, I don't think. I think that when we look back on 2020, there's been a lot of ups and downs. Like I said, my word for it was unexpected. And like was mentioned, we have no idea. Lee said 2021 is, unexpected too. We don't know what's happening. But that kind of is what life is. We don't ever know what's happening. We can plan and we can think we know, and then things happen that just show us that we have very little control. So it's all about how we choose to show up. So I hope that everyone considers that and creates, a theme for their year.
And also, again, going back to the fact that if you start your year with the idea of an intention, Happy New Year, if you start your year with the intention of things that you want to manifest or things that you want to create or themes that you want to have for yourself, don't put the pressure on, I'm going to lose 50 pounds by the end of January. That's gross. It's not going to be conducive to living with abundance or to creating any sort of like a timeline that's going to stick. The same way that I would never say I'm on a diet. I've never in my life been on a diet. I do healthy lifestyle changes, but I have never dieted because it doesn't stick. It's something that for me comes from lack. So having this intention is having curiosity. I just want to see if I can make a different change in my life. And if you have that sort of a mindset, I just want to see if I can drink more water. I just want to see if I can go out for a walk a couple times a week. Anything that you're adding to your life is adding value. You're not trying to take away because you already have enough. But I just want to see if I can add more positivity in the ways that I show up for myself and other people. And that way you're taking the pressure off of, I'm resolving to do this thing. And then by January 19th, you're not resolving anymore. Now you just feel like shit. So
You know,
that's not the theme.
I was going to say an intention is less about the final outcome and more about the process and the journey to get there and all the different things that we're going to learn along the way. So, I don't know, was there anything else you wanted to add?
I mean, besides the fact you've already mentioned it, again, we've got an amazing happiness webinar that is coming up on January 5th. It's free. We'll
Yep.
put the link in the Eventbrite link in the comments. So we'd love to have you partake in this. It's a nice kickstart to the beginning of your year. Candace is dynamite when it comes to her meditation. So you got to get in there. Come hang out with us. We would love to have your input in the start of your year. Also, put your words in. We want to see this collaboration of words that show up for you. What is the theme for your year? What does that look like? If you were to choose one word before you know anything about it to unfold, because now we're reflective of 2020. We know what 2020, that was unexpected, but like, what is the intention that you're setting for this year? What's the theme of the year that you want to create for yourself? And then, as always, we are so, so grateful to have you guys tuning in. We appreciate the comments, we appreciate the interaction, and we would appreciate if you would share this. Share
Mhm.
this with other people, because as we're trying to grow, and Candace and I are constantly talking about how what we're doing is evolving and it's really exciting. Can't even talk about all the things right now, but it's super exciting. But we want to have more people that get to, something that maybe sticks out for them, or that person, especially now that we're all in lockdown, more than ever, it's nice to feel like you're connected with people. And we want to bring that connection. We want to, oh, I love that. And we want more people to be connected. We want to grow this community and tribe. So we need you to show people that you know that maybe could use some more uplifting commentary, or just want to sit in and like tune out for a little while and hear some inspiring content. So please share, send the
Well, and
love.
we will be including new people in our Candid Conversations. So, starting in January, we will be having pre-recorded sessions. We will be going live every month still. So we believe that the final week of the month is when we're going to go live, and then we'll be having Candid Conversations with other amazing people in our community and beyond, because we really wanted to. Communicate more with our local, global community and bring in people's wisdom so that we can learn and grow even more. So stay tuned for that. Anyways,
Yeah.
we hope you guys have a great night. Happy New
Happy
Year to
New
you,
Year.
and have a wonderful evening. Thanks,
We'll see
guys.
you next year.
Next year.